Is there a dark side of the moon, or is that something Pink Floyd just made up? It wasn't them. The term has been around for ages. But is it dark all the time? It's not. I will explain later, and at the very end I will give you the correct terms for the different sides of the moon. But first, why would we even call it the dark side in the first place? Probably because we only ever get to see one side in the light, so we're assuming the other side is always dark. That's a logic conclusion, at least from our perspective down here on Earth. But not if you would actually be on the moon. The key word here being perspective. And there are so many ways to apply that word in life. One would be that everyone is experiencing you from their perspective, while you are the only one actually in there. No one can possibly see you the way you believe they will, and no two people will see you the same. That raises an interesting question. Who are you? Are you the one you think you are in your head, or are you the one everyone else sees in you? It's almost like there's someone in my head, but it's not me.
There's someone in my head, but it's not me.
Some will like you and others won't. There will be misunderstandings, arguments, suspicions, and there will be agreements, love, and trust. Think about that for a moment. Let it sink in. That also means that you yourself don't experience anyone the way they do themselves in their heads. And no one except you looks at that same person exactly the same way as you do. Everyone is to some degree wrong about everyone, and everyone is to some degree wrong about you. With certainty, some will see for the most part the bright sides of you, while others will have a different perspective. Back to the moon. If you were standing on one spot on the moon, you would experience periods of daylight and darkness. The moon's rotation period, a lunar day, is approximately 29.5 Earth days long, during which you would have about 14.75 Earth days of daylight, followed by 14.75 Earth days of darkness. This prolonged day and night cycle is due to the moon's synchronous rotation, which means it takes the same amount of time for the moon to complete one rotation around its own axis as it does to orbit the Earth. So, now we got that out of the way, there is no such thing as the dark side of the moon. There is, though, a famous album by the British rock band Pink Floyd, released in 1973. It is known for its progressive rock and psychedelic sounds, and it's considered one of the greatest and most influential albums of all time. Its iconic cover art features a prism hit by a light beam coming out on the other side as a rainbow. The album explores themes like life and death and mental health. I have some links in the comments for you to check out if you like. Having that album in mind, there is reason to believe that Pink Floyd's way of using the term is a kind of metaphoric reference to the inner self and mind, the bright and dark within you. Thankfully, those are a matter of perspective, which you yourself have a lot more control over, and this is where it becomes interesting. If you spend your time being annoyed about what others do or your surroundings, you will be experiencing your own life with darker shades than necessary. You yourself is making it darker than it needs to be. Stop that right now. Just stop it. The wind is a fresh breeze. Somebody else's music playing on the train is free entertainment. The slow car in front of you gives you more time to practice mindful breathing. In short, whenever you can, translate what you are experiencing into an asset, a gain, a profit, and make a deposit of it into your life energy account. Make sure there is enough on that account to cover withdrawals whenever needed without emptying it, or even worse, creating a debt. It's very similar to economy. Nobody likes paying bills, but even worse if your account is empty when the bills are piling up and there's nothing there to pay them with. That is why it's important to fill up that life energy account when you can, and not to waste the resources on unnecessary withdrawals. Make a habit of trying to turn things that are about to annoy you into something you instead treat as a benefit. With practice and over time, you will get good at it. And it's a great feeling whenever you realize that you beat the initial path leading into that dark hole and instead manage to climb it as a hill just to reveal a nice view once you reach the top. If this makes any sense to you and you think you would like to see more similar videos like this, I would be truly honored to see you again. Finally, as promised, the correct term about the moon is that the side facing towards the Earth is called the near side, while the other side facing away from the Earth is called the far side. So, if anything, I'll see you on the far side of the moon.
See you on the dark side of the moon.